Hello, my name is Allison Carmen, and welcome to episode 23 of my podcast, 10 Minutes to Less Suffering. And today I want to talk to you about the holiday season. Thanksgiving just passed, and there are many more holidays to come before the new year. For some people, holiday time is filled with cheer. But for many of us, holiday time brings up a lot of issues. It can bring up issues of disappointment, about what we're not getting, of what we feel sad about. It can bring conflict in relationships during Thanksgiving meals or during Christmas time or during New Year celebrations. This holiday season, I was so excited about Thanksgiving. I've had a lot of changes in my life, and I planned on making a very big Thanksgiving celebration. I invited at least 25 people to my house. I ordered the turkey, and I was ready to go. A week before the holiday, my daughter called me and she had a fever. She was away at college. She came home feeling pretty sick. In fact, she had a fever of 102 for almost a week. The doctor thought she had mono, and as I let family and friends know about her potential diagnosis, very quickly, my Thanksgiving of 25 people was down to 4 people. As I sat there on Thanksgiving with both my daughters and a friend, eating vegan takeout, it was very easy to reminisce about all the Thanksgivings that passed. But what also came up for me were all the Thanksgivings that I was uptight. All the Thanksgivings where I had conflict with somebody, that on a Thanksgiving when no one was able to come over didn't seem so important. I thought about how upset I was on the Thanksgiving that my friend Michael scrubbed a pot so hard he cracked my counter. I thought about the Thanksgiving that my sister-in-law got so angry I wouldn't let her son eat over my carpet that she stormed out. I thought about my cousin who used to always complain the dark meat wasn't moist enough and it used to annoy me, but he passed away a few years ago, and now I miss him. I thought about the Thanksgiving I was so stressed because the turkey didn't cook and it was still partly raw at 5:30. I thought about all the Thanksgivings that I made fish as well as turkey to accommodate many people that came to my house, and my sister never liked the salmon teriyaki and it used to bother me. I thought about all these things that used to bother me on Thanksgiving, and all the tensions and the uptightness and how I used to hold them from year to year, and they were all such silly things. But sometimes we're unable to find perspective in the heat of the moment. And it takes a Thanksgiving when you're sitting with just 3 people eating vegan takeout to miss everything. As I sat there, I missed that night that my friend Michael cracked my counter. I missed the night where my nephews were dirtying my carpet, and my sister was complaining about the teriyaki, and my cousin was complaining about the dark meat. I missed everybody. And I wish that I had been able to let go in that moment, and even let go after that moment. So I was able to come to each moment new, each Thanksgiving new, each event new. And I think that's what a lot of us do. Not only do we not appreciate what's happening in our lives in the moment, but we allow things to accumulate. We allow something that someone did to us last year stay with us. So every time we see them, it's never new. We're always accumulating all our hurts, all our anger, all our animosity. And sometimes we don't even feel it or realize it until that person's gone, or there's a reason that you can't spend a holiday or a moment with them again. There's this great saying, no man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and he's not the same man. And that really represents every moment of our lives. Every moment is new. So as we think about the holiday season and we think about the new year upon us, the most important thing to think about is how can we let go? How can we let go of the hurt? How can we let go of the disappointment? How could we keep stepping into this holiday season and into the new year with really looking at everything with fresh eyes? We don't want to wait so long before we're able to make it right with people that we care about, or even live with less conflict. We don't want to wait till all the moments are gone to realize, oh man, I wish I enjoyed that moment more. I wish I was able to let go. And the reason we can't let go is because we lose perspective. And I know I've given this analogy before, but it's like walking into your kitchen with a few dirty dishes in your sink and saying, my kitchen's dirty. But if you bother to open up your cabinets, you'll find most of your dishes are clean. And that's most of our lives. Most of us have so much to be thankful for. But yet, when things are not going our way, or there's a hiccup, or things are not as we thought they should be, we can get really stressed and we get really angry. But the hardest thing is that we hold resentment towards people. for what they did last year, or what they did last month, or how they ruined the holiday then. And we have to remember that when people do things, they're often acting out of their own pain, their own unhappiness, or sometimes they just were trying to help out and they made a mistake. But rarely does it have anything to do with us. So we have to make a choice. Do we want to put our anger first, our resentment first, or do we want to take a different look at life? And if we're going to choose to let go and realize that each moment is new, every time someone enters our home, it will be new. Letting go is not always easy because people do hurt our feelings and there are events that upset us. But unless we're able to come to each moment as new, as our life evolves, and as people pass and as people leave our lives, and as things come and go, we're just going to have resentments and regrets for the things we didn't say and the anger that we harbored. And as we look back on so many of these events, and as we gain perspective on what's really important, most of the things that happened during holiday time and most of the stuff that happened during the year wasn't such a big deal. So as you look towards the holiday season, if you could focus more about appreciation and gratitude for what you do have, it's a beautiful foundation to enjoy the holiday season and start the new year. And it's actually more important to focus on letting go than making resolutions, because letting go gives us a clean slate. If we're just thinking about making new goals and going out and buying people gifts, and we're thinking about accumulation, we're just putting all that on top of the things that are really bothering us. But if we could really dig deep and try to gain a good perspective and try to understand that often when people hurt us, they're struggling themselves. When I think about my sister-in-law getting angry, she just was hurt that her boys couldn't sit where she wanted them to sit. And maybe my sister didn't really like the salmon teriyaki, but she didn't mean to hurt me. And my friend Michael scrubs those pots so hard because he wants to help me. And I'm sure all of you have issues with people around the Thanksgiving table, and families on Christmas Eve, and parties you weren't invited to, and bonuses maybe you're not going to get, and conflicts that you had at work, and conflicts in your personal relationships. But if you accumulate all these things as you enter the new year, it's going to be hard to start new. The best thing you could do is see which pieces of what happened this year you can let go of. See the hurts that weren't such a big deal. See the places where someone else was just unhappy, and it really had nothing to do with you. Try to reach for gratitude, try to reach for appreciation, and see what really matters to you. And yes, there'll be certain things you're not ready to let go of, and there'll be certain people you choose not to have relationships with anymore. But if you really work on letting go, if you make a list of all that's important and what really doesn't mean anything, you might find that the holiday season feels lighter, that you have a fresh start with certain people, that you let go of old hurts. And when you see people, there's less conflict because you're willing to see each moment as new. It's so beautiful when you see somebody and you can look at them with fresh eyes for the first time. New and creative and beautiful things happen. We forget we're so used to judging everybody for yesterday that sometimes we don't even see that they've changed. We can't even experience the love that we share. And all we need to see is a new perspective to choose to look at them for all that we love and all that we're grateful for. I hope you enjoyed this podcast today. If you'd like to get in touch with me, you could email me at allison@allisoncarmen.com. If you'd like to buy my book, The Gift of Maybe, it's available at all major retailers and online bookstores. So I hope for this holiday season, you'll consider a new perspective. You'll think about letting go of old hurts and old resentments. And you will become so empty and so open that as the new year arrives, you'll be filled with new hope and possibilities for new opportunities and new relationships and more peace in the year to come.